And welcome back to a brand new Scout Report. And today we're going to be looking at a 24-year-old, which is unusual for me, but he has burst on the scene. He is getting a lot of recognition, and thank you for giving him recognition because he's a player that deserves it, and that is Angel Gomes. Very quickly, if you are new here or if you are returning, make sure you hit that like button to support this channel. And if you do enjoy these sorts of episodes, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Angel Gomes was born in the year 2000, which makes him 24 at the moment. As we all know, he started out his career at Manchester United, where he developed throughout their academy. And in 2020, he had a contract offer on the table, but he decided against it and he moved to Lille, where he was loaned out to Portuguese side Boavista, which was really the making of him before he moved back to Lille, and he's just been getting better and better each season. So Angel Gomes, we're going to be talking about his strengths, weaknesses, and his positioning on the pitch. And as he said himself, just after his first England senior call-up, I like to say I'm just a midfielder. I can operate in all three roles. I can play as a deep line midfielder, I can play as a number 8, I can play as a number 10. I just love to play midfield where I can distribute and help the team in all different areas of the pitch. That is Angel Gomes in a nutshell. He's effective in every third of the pitch. In the build-up phase, he does an important job in helping the team play out from the back. In the middle phase, he takes responsibility in the creative phase. And in the final third, he's happy to burst forward and join and finish in the phase. There's one key thing to Gomes in all three stages of the build-up. He's keen to get on the ball. When you look at Gomes, you wouldn't expect him to be a midfielder. He stands at 5'6". He's very slight, but he's technically stellar and he's wonderfully aware and very smart tactically. He's a breed of a player England very rarely produce. Gomez's game is all about interpretation and use of space. So when you combine that level of technical ability and tactical ability, Gomes is suited to a possession-heavy base system. That's exactly what Lille are, and that's why he's excelled so much. If you look at Lille, they've finished second and first for possession in the past 2 years. When they finished second, they were only second behind PSG, which you would naturally think they would dominate the ball every game. At times in his academy days, Gomes did play wide left, but since he's gained experience and gotten more mature, the central positions has become absolutely synonymous with him. He's mastered this specific role. He dominates a game by dictating play, not only with his ability on the ball, but he also dictates play by decisive movements without the ball as well. One of the most impressive aspects about Gomes is the speed in which his brain works. He's always 1-2 steps ahead of everybody else. And this allows him to comfortably duck and dive in between pockets of space. This allows him to get on the ball and use pockets of space superbly. Gomes is extremely brave and he constantly drops between the lines and demands the ball at feet, even in tight areas. And this allows him to play on the turn and link up play quickly. The speed at which he can stitch defence to midfield, midfield to attack is generally impressive. Tactical and understanding of the game is generally impressive. It's the bedrock of his game, and that's two things: understanding and awareness. He's a player that's constantly making calculations in his head. It's risk versus reward, and often it's reward. His understanding of time and space is really impressive, and this allows him to pick up pockets of space and being an option for his teammate in possession. But not only this, it allows him to choose options on the ball to mitigate risks. And this allows for possession to be maintained, allowing further build-up and just delivering the balls into more creative and advanced areas. Gomes is very smart in noticing space inside the opponent's shape. And this allows him to free himself from his marker and appear in between the lines. Gomes is not one that will run beyond the opposition backlines. He's one that comes towards the ball. And this allows him to offer link-up alternatives to break through the lines. So even when he's playing as an attack midfielder, you'll often see him come out the zones to receive the ball. But actually, this is when he's at his most dangerous. Now, you know that level of awareness that we've just talked about and that tactical understanding, it also shows when he's on the ball as well. He's a dream in possession. He's just glorious footballer to watch. He's agile. He's got a low center of gravity. He can go both ways. He's incredibly smart at outwitting the pressure to glide past opponents. Gomes is extremely press resistant. He'll always look to initiate quick interchanges of play with his teammates. Most box-to-box midfielders usually push the ball or dribble over the first 5 meters, whereas Gomes lets the ball do the work. As you can see from his statistics, Gomes has a wonderful array of passing, whether that be short, medium, long, recycling possession, or breaking through the lines. His ability to break through the lines helps his team progress quickly through the thirds. His timing of release of the pass is a particular skill. What I like about him on the ball is his composure. He draws an opponent in before swiftly moving the ball through the gap he's just created. Now, his transformation from an attacking midfielder, where he does still play, but the ability to play as a controlling midfielder is outstanding. He finds the run of any teammate in advanced areas, where they be stationary or penetrating runs. He's excellent at switching the play, whether it be a long pass to feet or finding a player on the move, or he's able to combine absurdly in tight spaces to either break down a midfield or create a chance inside the box. But as he's gotten older, his passes have become more mature. He recycles possession in the half spaces when needed. He's controlling the pace of the game. He's providing horizontal and vertical long balls. All of this is done because of his tactical awareness and his consistent scanning. He understands where his teammates, but most importantly, if opposition whereabouts are, and this allows him to distribute the ball superbly. He's excellent at the two-man combinations, just combining with his close-by teammates to maneuver around the opponents. He's extremely ambitious and forward-thinking in his passing, but he's got the ability to execute it as well. He finished 6th in Liga last season for progressive passes, and he finished 2nd only behind Manuel Ugarte for most completed passes. So Gomes is at his best when he's at the heart of the possession, with the responsibility of dictating the tempo and retaining the ball. So as the defenders have got the ball, you move into small gaps in the defensive organisation to receive the ball, and from there, that's when you can progress the ball forward. Gomes has got excellent ability to progress the ball through line breaking passes. The beauty about Gomes is the weight and precision of his passes are very consistent. No matter which third he's in, whether that be playing from deep and acting as a deep line playmaker, or being higher up the field where he can put teammates into dangerous positions through inch-perfect balls because of his incredible vision. Gomes is a player that consistently able to find his way out of tight spaces and intense pressure. Because of this ability to evade pressure and get out of opponents' pressure, it's a great point where it becomes a tactical factor. Lille often built around this. They allowed Gomes to receive the ball under pressure, invite pressure, and this freed up space elsewhere on the pitch, and more importantly, freed up teammates. And this is where his dribbling ability becomes hugely effective, thanks to his ultimate composure along with his exquisite dribbling consistency. It's quite simple, but yet hugely effective. And that's because of the arsenal of body feints, pivots, pullbacks, low center of gravity, and exquisite agility he's able to put together to evade any pressure. This allows him to gracefully humiliate any opponents deep in his own half, in the middle third, or in the advanced areas, and then he can switch to play and control the pace of the game. So in tight spaces, Gomes demonstrates intelligence awareness. He's able to maintain control of the ball through incredible technical skill, and he's intelligent enough to use his body to feint and manipulate the opponents. This allows him to create enough separation he's able to break through it free and distribute the ball to a teammate. When you combine in all these factors, his distribution, his technical ability, his body feints, this astute decision making makes him an indispensable weapon in possession. The unselfishness in his game is exactly the type of player you want in your team. Those 5-yard passes, he doesn't mind just taking 1 or 2 touches, before distributing the ball. He doesn't dwell on the ball, and his composure, his demeanour is exemplary. Well, to be a well-rounded midfielder, you need to be good defensively. Is Gomes good defensively? Well, despite his lack of size, he's got good aggression. Gomes is not the player that will fly into tackles, is an incredibly ferocious tackler or tenacious. He's not that type of player. Where he does his best work defensively is where he's constantly looking for miscontrols, where he can nick the ball, or just being a little harrier off the ball. He definitely lacks that physicality where he's able to go strength to strength with opponents. That's not his natural game. He doesn't do well, and he seems flustered in those situations. He did his best where he's approaching an opponent on their first touch where he can nick the ball away. So he's definitely not a big defensive dueler, and you can see that from his numbers. He doesn't attempt or go into many duels, nor does he win many duels. So that is something that you're going to have to compensate for. You're going to have a defensive dueler beside him if he is to come to the Premier League. Just like his on-ball ability, his off-ball ability is all about timing, trying to offset the opponent on their first touch, trying to force them into mistakes where he can nip in and win the ball back. So it's not to say he's bad defensively. He's not terrible, but it's not his strength. And that leads us on to the next one, and it's no surprise that he's not very good aerially. He doesn't win many aerial duels, and that's particularly just down to his height, standing at 5'6". Most opponents have got an advantage over him. But defensively, I've definitely seen an improvement on his positioning and his awareness and his ability just to break up play by reading the game. But at times he can be caught out in defensive transitions, especially when being beaten by more powerful and athletic bodies. So I would say Gomes is wonderfully capable in a single pivot and possession, but he's at his best when he has a more defensive-minded ball-winning midfielder alongside him. As he's coming out of contract in 2025, and with more teams looking to build up through the lines and play off from the back, I've got no doubt that Angel Gomes can be a wonderful addition to the majority of Premier League sides. As each year goes by, he's becoming more of a complete player, and that's exactly what you want. He's improving year upon year. And still only 24, he hasn't reached his peak. So guys, there you go. There is the end of the episode. And I hope you've enjoyed this episode, because I've certainly enjoyed doing it. So if you have, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on another episode. And once again, I just want to say, as always, thank you very much for your time.